shift focus to the world of geomobility, where our field apps geogeek Sue Enyedy is back to share the cutting-edge developments in mobile GIS technology.
Welcome back, Sue. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me today.
So apparently Santa Claus wants to know, or maybe Marco, because he told me to ask this, but are you naughty or nice this year, Sue?
Probably a bit of both.
Yeah, I mean, who's ever just one, right? But thanks for coming back to join us. I know that there's been a lot of updates in your world since we last spoke with you. So just like we had with Carson, maybe you could take us through the top 3 new things that are going on in the world of field apps today.
Okay, sure. Yeah, it's a little hard to choose because there's so many updates to all the mobile apps throughout the year. But the first thing I'm going to talk about is Field Maps. So that's our map-based mobile app for exploring and collecting data in the field. And it released something called geofencing, and it originally came out last year, but some of the most recent updates have enhanced this capability, so that's why I want to talk about it. Geofencing allows you to add areas to your maps that are used to inform or warn mobile users when they're entering or exiting those areas. And it's very powerful because it just uses layers in your map, and it's very easy to configure using the Field Maps designer in your ArcGIS organization. You just choose the layers you want to use, whether it's a point or line or polygon layer, and you can create multiple geofences per map. So you can create a buffer around these areas too. So say you want to warn someone there's a dangerous area. You don't have to wait till they actually go into the dangerous area. You can put a big buffer around it and it will give them that warning. Or you can also prompt the mobile user to turn on location sharing, and you can just have that automatically turn on for them when you want to track their location if they're on company property, for example, and turn it off when they're on break. So it's very powerful. So we've added some new capabilities this year. You can filter your geofences. You can say you don't want people to go in areas of poisonous vegetation, but you can also now build arcade expressions. And I know Mark loves his arcade expressions. And you can now use the arcade geotrigger profile when you build an expression for your geofence. So an example would be you may only want to send messages using a geotrigger during a certain time period. And there's a lot of information in the online help on how to do this. And I think they're really awesome because they will work online and offline and in the background or foreground of a mobile device, and also work indoors if your indoor positioning system or IPS has been set up. So definitely that's one of my top cool new enhancements for Field Maps.
Wow, that is really cool. And I'm sure a lot of our Field Map users have been asking for this.
Yes.
All right, so let's share what your second big what's new item is for 2023.
Well, I think I'm going to talk about Survey123, which continues to add a lot of new capabilities. There's always new enhancements for the Connect app if you're more an advanced survey builder, but also to the web designer geared more towards new users. What's really great is if you're using the web designer from Survey123 website, as soon as the update's applied, it's available to you when you sign into your ArcGIS organization. So the last update was actually yesterday, and there's a lot of new enhancements that make it easier for you to build more intelligent surveys. One of the things that I think is top for this year is working with dynamic lists for multiple choice type questions. And this has been available in Survey123 Connect for a while, but it was introduced to the web designer this summer. What's great is to use a dynamic list. If you have a list of values that changes a lot, for example, a customer database, you don't have to update that in multiple places. You might have a table or a layer in your ArcGIS organization. And with this new dynamic list capability, you just have to update your source list. You don't have to build a separate one for your survey. And it's really easy to use if you're using Survey123 Web Designer. When you build your choice list, instead of typing in choices or importing a file, you select your target source for your ArcGIS organization, and then you just select the appropriate layer or table that contains the list instead of building it yourself. So again, there's a lot of good information on this, and I think dynamic lists are a really good enhancement to Survey123.
Yeah, that sounds really great. It makes it a lot easier to work with the web designer. So great to see that ad. Thanks for sharing. And then do you have anything else for us today?
I have one more, so I don't want to favor any app over the other. So I've chosen QuickCapture for my last what's great. And if you're familiar, QuickCapture, I call it our big button data collection app. You basically configure buttons with symbols of your choice that automatically map your feature attributes when something's captured. And then you can also link to a lot of different device variables such as location, speed, and bearing. It's very simple, but we've added the capability for putting videos as an attachment to QuickCapture this year. And it's an example I could think of is something like a road patrol crew. They just tap a button and they capture, whatever feature they see on the road, and they want to add a video now. They can do this as well as photos. So it's easy to use, but we're trying to add more capability so users can add more context to their observations. So I think that would be my top QuickCapture enhancement this year.
Gosh, I need to use that feature on SkyTrain some days, just to record what's going on the train.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot of fun.
We'll build one for you.
Thanks. Well, Sue, that's really incredible. And thanks for sharing 3 really cool things about the mobility apps in the latest releases. We really appreciate your time.
Well, thanks for having me. I'll see you soon, I guess.
Yeah, thank you. That was Sue Enyedy, the product specialist for mobile solutions, joining us from the beautiful Hamilton, Ontario.